Ooh, we're trying this again. Streaming. Oh my gosh, this is horrifying. But I have an iPad now watching my live feed. I'm so scared. Ugh. I just want to make sure everything technically goes right, and I'm going to keep an eye on the chat and everything, and I'm going to keep an eye on what you guys are saying. Let me know if my audio sounds good. Today I wanted to do some clickhole quizzes with you guys. They're like, I describe them as like BuzzFeed quizzes, but like if they were evil. Wait, let me check my audio really quick. Oh my gosh, that sounds so much better than last time. Last time they sounded so cursed. So I'm gonna wait for one or two people to come. Let's see. Let's see. All right. And then when I get some people here, we can start because I would love for you guys to help me. Booba-dooba-doo. Let's see. Which one should I start with? How well do you know the lyrics to Nelly's Hot in Here? Hot. Oh, I did this one. I love it. It's so funny. Should you eat your own brain or become a millionaire? I already did that. Oh my gosh, we have someone in the chat. All right, do you think my other friend who's here, and all my friends who are here, if you could maybe just drop an emoji in the chat or something for me to know you're here, I'd love that so I could know we can get started. Ooh, how many of these glowing reviews have you left your local crematorium? I like that. I like that. Oh, that sounds so fun. Okay. All right. We out here, chat. We out here. All right. How many these glowing reviews have you left for your local crematorium? I would need you guys to help me out on this because I've personally never given a crematorium a review, but let's check it out. When a business does a good job at what they do, you should let the world know. How many of these glowing reviews have you left for your local crematorium? Check off all the glowing reviews you've left at your local crematorium. No chunks at all. Remains very cremated. It's not letting me upload a picture, but they did a beautiful job on my grandfather. Best crematorium in town, and trust me, I've tried them all. Oh my gosh. One small tooth left, but they handled the matter very professionally and offered to throw it into the garbage at no charge. See, I'm not selecting these because I'm being honest. I'm being honest, and I'm probably not going to get great results here. They were able to offer me an overnight turnaround when I was in a hurry to scatter my son's ashes to get the whole thing over with. I just swear this was Pepper. Amazing job. Not much to look at from the outside, but the inside is beautiful. Was amazed at how thoroughly they cremated my mother. I kept asking, is that all that's left? And they assured me that it was. Exactly what I was looking for in a crematorium. One so smooth, I wish I had another corpse to cremate so I could do it again. Didn't think I was going to like it, but I ended up loving it. Wonderful experience. No frills, but they get the job done. Glad I didn't have to do it myself. They took care of everything. Very friendly staff. Happy to let my kids go back in to watch. Clearly love what they do. I don't normally leave reviews, but after the excellent service I received, I felt I should. The owner was very accommodating and understanding when I brought my mother to have her cremated. He explained that I would have to take her to the coroner first, and they would have to bring her directly to the crematorium. He even helped me load her back into the car. When they were done burning her corpse, they called me right away. I didn't want to pay extra for an urn, and they were fine with just putting her ashes into a Tupperware container I provided them. They said my mother was very easy to cremate, which was nice to hear. If I could leave a 6-star review, I would. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Also, everyone, thank you for. I see 2 likes on this live stream. Thank you so much to the other friends giving me love here. Thank you. My 15th, everything was as expected. My 15th time, no complaints yet. My spouse asked for them by name, and now I see why. No drama, no BS, just high quality cremating. They only do one thing, but they do it really well. Loved it. Didn't seem gross. It didn't seem grossed out like it by it at all. True pros. No hair or jewelry or anything. Just beautiful, pure ash. Someone's really into it. Oh my gosh. They allowed me to throw a dog in with my wife for no extra charge. That's terrible. No gimmicks, nothing flashy, but these guys are the real deal. Okay, so I can confidently say I have not left any of these. And here's the problem is I'm a pretty honest person. Also, can we see there's a tag here, and if you can see it, it says wow. What a tag. That's crematorium, glowing, quizzes, reviews. It's hilarious. You haven't left very many of those glowing reviews for your local crematorium. Doesn't seem like you have many positive things to say about your local crematorium. Maybe it's time you find a new crematorium. Or maybe you're just hard to please, but whatever is going on, it's clear that you're definitely not thrilled with the crematorium experiences you had up to this point. What a shame. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. That was amazing. What do we think? I'm leaving it up to chat in a way. Oh, hold up. What happened? What happened? What happened? Share screen. Yeah, that one. Okay. All right. So that was crazy. All right. So I'm going to leave it up to chat because I know there are people there. So I've already done a couple of these. Oh my gosh. My name is Herence Treft, and I invented a new kind of good and plenty for cattle. Would you like to try one? Uh-oh. Is it sharing? Am I stupid? Oh no. There. So here it is. Herence Treft, and I invented a new kind of good and plenty for cattle. Would you like to try one? Who is this? Can you identify all the parts of Tony Shalhoub by memory? How many of these passive-aggressive comments has your dad made about Spider-Man out of jealousy? Oh my gosh. Oh, I've done this one. It was so fun. Can you help Drew Carey's buddies put together the perfect plan to finally... That's terrible. You were supposed to be on Goose Patrol. How many of these goose incidents have happened under your watch? Ooh. So I want to do... can you successfully smuggle a fun-sized Kit Kat into a movie theater? I like that. I like that because hypothetically, the answer is an obvious yes. That's so good. Bringing your own snacks from home is prohibited in movie theaters. But you've got a fun-sized Kit Kat you just love to savor while watching the latest romantic comedy on the big screen. Think you can smuggle that bad boy in without getting caught? Sneaking candy into a movie isn't a job for the ill-prepared. Many have tried and failed, and the consequences are severe. What preparations will you take to ensure that your attempt is successful? Successful. How did I say that? Gosh, none, I guess. I figure I'll just put the Kit Kat in my pocket of my jeans and just casually walk into a theater. There it is. The night before I attempt to sneak the Kit Kat into the theater, I will say a prayer asking God to protect the Kit Kat and I. Listen, I am Catholic. I would do that. But that's not following the rules, so I don't think I would ask about that. Or I don't think I'd pray about that necessarily. I'll do a lot of push-ups and jog with one of those weight vests on, getting the best shape of my life. Also, I purchased a top hat that has plenty of room for a Kit Kat underneath. I'll visit the plastic surgeon in El Salvador and have her remove a chunk of my bicep that is the exact size and shape of a fun-sized Kit Kat so I can seamlessly incorporate one into my arm. I'm putting it in my pocket. Theaters are modern-day fortresses, but with one purpose in mind, to prevent customers from entering with outside food or drink. What sort of gadgets do you plan to use to foil the theater's anti-candy smuggling defenses? All I'll have is cyanide capsule held tightly between my teeth, which I will bite the second something goes wrong. Just a bunch of paper clips and a positive attitude. You could make a lot of different stuff with paper clips. I will be utilizing my trusty top hat, the design of which allows me to conceal one small candy bar atop their head. I've got a silenced, oh my gosh, pistol, a hand crossbow, a smoke grenade, a blowgun armed with sleep darts, and a custom-built armored exoskeleton. I have a pretty positive attitude, so I'm gonna go with that. Oh my goodness, this is insane. Also, I'm gonna just share casually that I'm live. I'm live. And send. Okay, cool. All right. Theater employees are highly trained in spotting moviegoers who are smuggling contraband, and they will not hesitate to banish anyone from the premises who violates their ironclad laws. How will you react if the 17-year-old ticket taker eyes you suspiciously? I'll break down in tears and go turn myself into the police. I'll accidentally hand him the fun-sized Kit Kat instead of the ticket, and then commit seppuku out of embarrassment. I'll make sure my top hat is secured to my head by gripping the brim with both hands, and then I'll confidently walk over to him and say, "Greetings, good sir. Might you grant me admission to today's moving picture show?" I'll use a pocket projector to produce a realistic image of an attractive woman wearing a low-cut shirt that says minimum wage earners turn me on to distract him. I would break down in tears and go to the police. Going to a movie without buying any snacks for the concession stand will surely raise alarms among the theater's security task force, as they're highly trained at detecting irregular behavior. How will you handle walking past the concession stand? I don't know. I'll never make it to the concession stand because I've already, oh my gosh, out of shame for breaking the rules. I'll spend several $100s on concessions so as not to raise suspicion that I may be snuggling in a small snack. I would do that. I'll approach the counter and ask for a Zagnut bar, and when the cashier informs me that they do not sell Zagnut bars, I'll say, "Sorry, I only eat Zagnut bars," and walk away, thereby establishing my cover as a sophisticated snack food aficionado who simply cannot be bothered with plebeian concession offers. I'm going to say that. I like that. I'll wait in the concession line, and this time I'll prick my finger, measure my blood sugar, and loudly proclaim, "Well, my stomach is telling me it wants a treat, but my life-threatening diabetes is saying no, shoot," and walk away. Theater employee ushers who act as sentries, constantly swiping their flashlight back and forth for any sign of illicit behavior. Oh my gosh. If an usher's flashlight catches a glimpse of your Kit Kat and your cover is blown, how will you react? I'll swallow my own tongue to avoid being captured alive. I'll hold incredibly still in an effort to blend in with my chair, making myself invisible to the naked eye. I'll pull my top hat down over my entire torso and say, "I am a hat, not a human, and as such, I am not bound by the laws of man." Look at both the lights and any alarm system, causing a high-tech device that disrupts electricity in the vicinity. A panic will break out in the theater, and amidst the chaos, I will swiftly seize the usher from behind, snap his neck, and then flee through the emergency exit into the dark of the night. I'm just going to really start spicing things up here. Just one more question. Getting away with eating the Kit Kat is only half the battle. How will you handle living the rest of your life with the guilt of your crimes on your shoulders, knowing that you are a fraud and a deceiver, the lowest of the low? The weight on my conscience will become increasingly unbearable, ultimately driving me to madness. I will deal with my guilt by dedicating my life to righting my wrongs, by traveling to high schools across the country and educating children on the dangers of sneaking candy into movies. Drugs and alcohol, lots of drugs and alcohol. A true warrior need not fear capture because it will never be taken alive. No warrior accepts death in their ultimate destiny. Onward to Valhalla, I will regret nothing. Nah, that's some pagan nonsense. I will be a motivational speaker. Sorry, but you won't even come close to smuggling your Kit Kat into the theater. You will fail miserably and then spend the rest of your life rotting in prison. You will spend every waking moment regretting your decision to cheat the movie theater, and you will forever be cursed with misery. None of it will have been worth it, as crime never pays. Wow. That's so good. It's so funny. Okay, so this is going to be the last one. Last one of the night. Last one of the night, gang. Oh my gosh, 4 watchers. Hello. That makes me very, very happy. All right, so this is going to be, unfortunately, the last one. And this one is called, "You were supposed to be on Goose Patrol. How many of these goose incidents have happened under your watch?" I don't know. I'm like, should I click on some of these things? Because it's not true, but I'm like, I want to click on all of them, but we'll see. We'll figure it out. Help me out, chat. Check off all of these goose-related incidents that took place while you were on Goose Patrol. On my watch, never. The time a goose escaped the area acceptable for geese and ran off with a microphone during a funeral sermon. Dang. The time a goose slipped its goose monitor off and bit Prince Charles on the oot twice, once in a friendly way and once in a mean way. The time a renegade goose hissed so loudly it covered up a dying father's last words of wisdom to his children. Oh my gosh, so this is painting a picture. So are we right now at like a royal funeral? The time a goose didn't really do anything wrong, but just kind of like projected a sinister aura. The time a goose got its head stuck in a bucket and flew into a no bucket zone. The time a goose made it through a hospital detector and laid eggs into a man's chest while he was having heart surgery. Oh, ooh, I hate everything about that. I hate everything about that. Oh no. Oh no. Just setting a little goal here for funsy onesies. For funsy onesies. Boopa doopa ba doo. Another quit. Wow. Well, my live streams are so much fun. So much fun. So I started a goal. Hurrah. Okay. The time geese what is this? And played a concert at the Albuquerque Mall for $300. Oh, not bad, honestly. The time a goose fooled a priest into thinking he was an angel, so she would give him bread. Oh, we would feed him bread. The time a flock of geese flew onto the set of The Voice and Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton had to kill them all with folding chairs. The time a goose tried to become a lawyer. Oh my gosh. The time a goose took revenge on Captain Sully Sullenberger by seducing his wife. The time a goose formed the Proud Boys. No. The time a goose was able to storm the stage at a bodybuilding competition and made everyone jealous of its perfect abs. The time a roast goose ruined Thanksgiving dinner by coming back to life and crying. The time a goose snuck into a baby stroller and allowed the baby to smoke a pack of cigarettes. The time a goose picked the lock of the Goose Dome and broke into Harvard to put itself in the museum in the dinosaur exhibit. Wow, that was a really convoluted answer. I love this. Goose Patrol, responsibility. Wow. I don't know why they're all tagged wow, but that kind of kills me. Good for you. Not very many of the none of these happen, bro. You can definitely be trusted and keep an eye on geese. And that's something you should be proud of. We know Goose Patrol is not the most glamorous job in the world, but it's an important one, and we thank you for your service. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Well, I mean, those are the ones we have so far. Oh my gosh, hello. I see a friend in the chat. Hello. So cool. Hello, Cowboy Inferno. That's a really cool name. All right. Yeah. Any thoughts on any ones you want to do? Are you a Carrie, a Samantha, or several Samanthas? Yeah, no. I think we made a goal where it's like a super chat and then we can do another one. But I'll probably also just do another one also. Can you tell the difference between the real Miss Lisa and an imposter? This one is amazing. This one is so fun, but I have done it before. How many of these rookie mistakes did you make while giving birth the first time? Oh my gosh. Does your school bus driver think of you as their protege? Oh my gosh. That's really funny. What is our stance on this, gang? Oh my gosh. What do we think? This is so good. Okay, well, this has to be the last one. I'm getting kind of tired here. I have student field work tomorrow, and I'm like, oh my gosh, tired. But this has been super fun, though. I'm at the point of the night where, you know, when like your glasses start hurting your ears, and it's like, oh, screw this. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you everyone who's here watching for Funsy Wednesdays. This has been awesome. All right, first things first. Wait, hold up. Has your bus driver somehow gotten in their head that you're their star pupil? Take the quiz to find out. First things first, when you get on the bus in the morning to go to school, how does your driver greet you? As I get on the bus, my driver begins slowly clapping his hands, the way a football coach claps right before kickoff, cracks his fingers, neck, and back, and says, "Hope you carved up." When I get on the bus in the morning, no matter what I'm wearing, the bus driver looks at me up and down in total disbelief and says, "You gotta be effing kidding me with this. Absolutely no chance." Every time I walk past the bus driver in the morning, he shows me a page in his notebook that's labeled today's notes, and I cheerily say, "I'm ready to learn." So I don't like the language. However, not a clickhole quiz, but I want to know which Beatles member you would be. Ooh. Ooh, hoo, hoo. That's actually a good one. Thank you, Cowboy Inferno. You're a real one for that. So, if I were to be anyone, I think it would 100% be George. 100%. First of all, I play guitar, electric guitar in particular. I believe he converted to Christianity towards the end of his life. That might just be a rumor, but either way, he was a really spiritual man. And I'm a really, really spiritual and religious person, just obviously Catholic. I mean, literally, like, my room is insanely Catholic. But yeah, so I think George would definitely be me. Also, he's a really big Monty Python fan, and he also, like, funded a bunch of their movies. So I think if I was going to be anybody, it would, like, 100% be him. So thank you for the question. Love it. Oh my gosh. All right. So that's my answer. That's my answer. Once you get on the bus, where do you normally sit? The bus driver rigged up a seat for me he calls the co-pilot saddle right next to him in the seat. And that's where I have to sit. It's one of those beige chairs that old people like to sit on in the shower, tied down with the seatbelt he removed from his own driver's seat. And it's set up so that he's constantly saying the wishes he had when he was coming up. Interesting. Okay. I usually try to sit down with my friends near the back, but when the bus driver sees where I'm heading, he lays on his horn until he has my attention. Then he insists that I stand in the aisle for the whole ride so I can at least attempt to get a feel for the road. Oh, so he's like being hard on you. I usually sit with my friends in the middle of the bus, and the bus driver always comes and sits next to us. What? After a while of him just quietly sitting there, I told him he should probably go drive the bus. After he writes that down in his notepad, we finally get on our way. I like that. That's fun. It's crazy. Oh my gosh. The bus driver does. Wait, what does your bus driver listen to on the radio during the ride? The bus driver doesn't listen to music or anything, but throughout the ride, you can hear all of the bus driver's friends calling in on the CB radio, saying stuff like, "Is your prodigy on the bus yet? Let us know when the promised one is on the bus. Is today the day you let your young gun drive the bus? Or let Bus Gretzky try driving the bus through the woods. It's nearly impossible." You know what's funny? My freaking oh so anyway, we're still getting audio, right? But it's called Girly Pop Gretzky. I'm the second worst in the league right now. I was the worst for a while, but I won one time. And yeah, my team's called Girly Pop Gretzky. So, you know, and I went to a New Jersey Devils game recently. There's no music. Oh wait, yeah. You should see the bucktooth weirdo standing in the aisle right now, bumping into all the other kids like an unbalanced every time I turn this bus, all before looking at me through the rearview mirror and shaking his head. I wore a Wicked t-shirt on the first day of school, and every day since the bus drivers blasted the Wicked soundtrack nonstop on the bus, and it sucks. I'm gonna do that. Bus drivers can sometimes struggle to get a bus full of riled up kids to behave during the ride. When your bus driver wants to get the kids to quiet down, how do they do it? Whenever things get too rowdy on the bus, the driver will drive us to a mall parking lot, put in park, turn to me and say, "The floor is yours," which means I have to pick one student on the bus to get out and find their own way to school from there. The bus driver says this exercise is intended to both strike fear in the hearts of kids and to teach me that 99% of driving a bus is deciding who will live and who will die. Whenever the bus gets too loud, even when it's clear that I'm not the one making too much noise, the bus driver will pull over and make me Windex down the long, flimsy yellow stick that extends from the front of the school bus every time we stop. Oh my gosh. Wow. When I finish, I get back on the bus and the noise level is never addressed. The bus driver turns defying gravity all the way up and looks at me for approval, which I do not give him. I'm gonna stick with this. After you thank the bus driver for the ride, when you're getting dropped off at school, how do you respond? How do they respond? The bus driver always responds by reminding me that the people in that building can't tell me anything. Then he gives me a couple YouTube videos to look up on my phone during class, like massive buses, impossible turns, best of 2006 to 2010, or how to remove bus engines if you want to put in somewhere else for a while, and says he'll quiz me on them later. The bus driver will give you some weird aggressive remark like, better focus up in there because there's no future for you out there. And then he slaps his steering wheel a couple times. The bus driver will usually ask me what I think he should do all day until he drives the bus again later. And I always tell him I'm a child and I have no idea what adults do during the day. And I really can't help him there. Seems like the guy needs some direction. Do you ever have any interactions with your bus driver during the school day? A few times a week, I'd be called down to the principal's office and find my bus driver in there giving the principal a new pitch on why I should be allowed to sub out of one of my academic classes for personalized bus instruction. Whether he's explaining that gym class is useless for me because driving a bus works out muscles you never knew you had, or that science is a waste of my time because the laws of physics are completely different on the bus. The principal always brings me in to tell the both of us that this idea will never happen. The bus driver once tried taunting me by tapping on the outside of my classroom window and holding up a little sign that says bus drivers are born, not made. But he tapped too hard and got the whole class's attention, and by the time the teacher walked over to the window to see what was going on, he already ran off. My bus driver volunteers one of those weird lunchtime chaperones that isn't a teacher, and by the time I see him in the cafeteria in the morning, he's changed into basically the same clothes that he saw me wear that morning. He always gives off a vibe like he wants me to invite him over to his table to eat with me and my friends, which I'd never ever do because he is an adult man bus driver. I like the born not made. I think that's sick. I think that's so sick. Oh my goodness, crazy. This is so good. I love this. When you get on the bus after school, how does the driver greet you? The bus driver is usually all amped up in the afternoon because more times than not, he has a few of his bus driver buddies on board, both so he can introduce me to them for networking purposes and so he can brag about my potential to his friends. He makes me shake their hands and say stuff like, look at the paws on this kid. You can already tell this is a massive bus driver in the making. Or, kids' bus instincts are insane. He called that a kid was going to yak from motion sickness yesterday, 5 minutes before it happened. I like this one. The bus driver will usually jump back into his strange bus elitism taunting by saying something like, see this rearview mirror? It's the size of a skateboard, and you don't even have what it takes to earn one. The bus driver always greets me in the afternoon by spending a good 5 minutes telling me all the ways he applied what I taught him throughout the day, which is all nonsense. I have no choice but to stand there up in front of everyone and jam up the whole line, and it sucks so bad. And lastly, list 3 nicknames that your bus driver has called you in the past. Bus Bobby Fischer, the heir to the dinner table-sized windshield. The Prince of the Brown Seat. I like that one. The Hack, the enemy of the yellow, jail bus material. The Commander in Bus, Alpha of the tiny bus stair. Yahweh! That's terrible. Prince of the Brown Seat. Your bus driver seems to think that he is your protege and desperately wants you to show them the ropes of driving the bus. Your bus driver 100% got it into his head that he is the protege and you are his mentor. There's no way of knowing how it happened, but there's really no doubt that this is a situation you're dealing with. Just a brutal hand you've been dealt here. Maybe try getting your mom to drive you to school so you don't have to be around him as much. Might be worth a shot. Oh my gosh. Wow. That was so something. That was such a thing that just happened. Wow. Oh my gosh. Well, wow. This is my first live stream that worked. Hurrah. That makes me so happy. I've tried before. Sometimes the audio's been kind of messed up or I couldn't get, the software to work, but, like, this is amazing. This was really fun. I really am, ooh, grateful for the people who tuned in, both now and potentially in the future if you wanna rewatch this, or people who will see it later. And, yeah, this was really cool. And again, as a lot of you guys know, I've been dealing with a lot of, like, fatigue and a lot of problems like that. So it's been really encouraging to be able to do more casual content like this, and I really love doing these quizzes. So definitely let me know what other types of streams you'd like to see in the future. I have The Sims on my laptop, other games, and it would be super cool. So bye everyone. Awesome stream. Bye.